Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back, my little ladybugs. How have you been doing during this Mercury retrograde in Pisces? I know there's probably a lot of water things that are coming up. So emotions, actual physical water things like maybe water damage or a flood of feelings that you can't control. So today we're going to navigate and heal through nervousness. Super important. How do we sit in our feelings of nervousness and not be reactionary, but make our best decisions for our highest good? So let's get started. And in addition to that, as we're smoothing over our aura, we're releasing the conditions of nervousness, and we're finding strength in being able to be nervous without being reactionary or feeling like we don't have control over our lives. I'm also going to give you a little sneak peek into my healing jar. This is where my stones live, my healing stones live. And there's a lot of really important elements. I know you see some cash in here. There's some really important elements, and I'm going to explain to you what's going on in here and where you can keep your stones. So let's get started. With your permission, we're going to just say a quick prayer. Take a deep breath in, filling all the way out. Exhale, let it go. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Connect to your higher self, infinite wisdom in the source, all the archangels, and whoever there needs to support you. To your spiritual messengers. And maybe perhaps you have archangels that you really resonate with. Like, for example, I resonate with Michael, Gabriel, Maria, Saint Germain. Those are very influential in my healing journey. So continue to breathe here, connecting your energy with source. And we're going to keep it short and sweet today and simply say, I am. It's one of the most powerful statements you can ever say, I am. Even when you say something negative, it's very powerful. We have the ability to co-create our life. So all you have to simply say is, I am. And all it's saying is that I am so strong. I have the ability to create anything that I say, I am. So take one more breath and say, I am. Exhale, let it go. Now we're going to begin to smooth over your aura. And we're going to pull out any nervousness, anything that might be sitting there. It can come out in fear, anxiety, shame. And it can feel old. It can feel like from old trauma. It can feel like you've had it your entire life, like it's not even from this lifetime. That it could be something generationally, so systemic in a cultural way. Or it can be something through your spiritual path, your lineage of your soul's energy. So allowing it to sit on the surface, and instead of numbing it or trying to confine yourself so that you are not reactionary or that you have no sense of emotion at all, just allow it to come to the surface and stand in it. And we're going to start to recorrect what that experience is. So you're feeling that nervousness. You may feel it in your tummy. It may grow into your shoulders, into your body. If it's nighttime, it may come up as a sense of insomnia or racing thoughts. And what's happening there is your nervous system is saying, no, you can't. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's something like a presentation, or maybe you're just putting yourself out there. You want to go to a bar and meet some people to socialize, and your body is saying, no, you can't. You can't start this business. You can't do this, this, and that. But really what the nervous system is saying, it's not saying 100% no, you can't. What it's really saying is that no, you can't unless you meet these certain conditions. And these conditions are based off of what your mind and your ego has given you a sense of being in control. So it's kind of like when you're taking a course and it says, hey, if you want to take this course, you need to take this prerequisite. And then you realize, oh, wow, I can still enroll in this course even if I don't take this prerequisite. I really think that I'll be able to do well in this course. And you've figured out where you can find some tutors. You've developed a really great studying plan. And you said, hey, I'm going to be active in class. This is what I'm going to commit to. I'm not going to take 50,000 courses. I'm just going to take this course, this term, and I'm going to approach it that way. But at the same time, here it is, the university has noticed that individuals don't generally do well if they haven't taken these certain courses. Now, I know that you've probably taken a course, whether that is in university or something else, in which you've probably been able to do it on autopilot. Maybe not all your courses, but there's at least one course that you've taken that you've been able to do on autopilot. And that can sometimes set the mind for a certain expectation. Now, maybe perhaps those people who were going into that course set a certain expectation. They weren't able to meet it because it required more energetically. Now, as long as you set yourself up correctly, energetically, you'll be fine. You know it's going to be hard. You've had to look at how to be realistic. You've created a perfect plan. And the only thing truly standing in your way is simply that you just don't believe you can do something. And that's the hidden roadblock that a lot of people face, because a lot of people are gifted, they are talented, they're actually really good at organizing, but they can't follow through because they have this nervous breakdown where their emotions take the best of them. So not only should you trust yourself enough to be able to stand in your feelings without numbing them, without rejecting them, but just simply say, okay, I know that this is screaming out, but I'm going to make the best decision one footstep at a time. Not only should you do that, but you also have the ability, because you are so strong, you can co-create your life. You also have the ability to move your energy. And what it means to move your energy is, if you have that presentation and you are so nervous, oh my gosh, you can't do it, you just have these jitters, I want you to think about, what are the other things in your life that you've been preventing yourself from doing because you know it's going to cause you to be nervous? If you're already nervous now and you can't let it go, why not move forward in some of those other things that you're nervous about? Because if the only reason why you weren't doing them is because you are too afraid to put your body in that state of nervousness, why not, while you're already there, take some footsteps forward, realistic footsteps, and ultimately prove yourself wrong, prove your nervous system wrong. And I'm not saying you're going to go out and do something very crazy or something that isn't realistic. I'm simply talking about scenarios in which you rationally know that you can do something and you know that it'll make you happy to do it, but you just have this deep-seated belief or this mental block that won't let you get to the other side. As we've been talking about, Mercury in retrograde is all about the internal, and Pisces is really about the unseen, unconscious things we don't even realize. It's at its root about our spiritual experience and our belief system. And when things come up to the surface, It's simply an opportunity to release them. It's not an opportunity to be reactionary and to fold under the pressure. No, it's coming up, stand in it, and release. So as I'm continuing to pull out any of that experience, I want you to just release. Release to the universe. Let the universe know, I trust you, I trust myself, and I release. I know that there's something better for me out here, and vibrationally, I cannot stay in this same level now. Now, you also need to know, as you're releasing and letting go, each little step at a time, you have to really protect your energy. You have to set realistic boundaries for yourself so that you don't fall back into energetic traps of not believing that you can do things unless, these strange conditions are met. But also you need to be mindful of the people who are around you. If there are certain people who are vibrating at a certain energy level and energetic feeling, you have to be mindful of how they can influence you, because they can love you to death. And as you're trying to push them up a hill and push yourself, they may be trying to push you back down a hill, simply because they don't want you to be hurt. And if they're not ready to move forward and change their vibrational pattern, they're not going to understand you. So I don't want you to take it personal. I just want you to understand that it's just a part of the process. And here's what you have to get. Instead of being caught in the trap of not valuing yourself enough to just trust yourself regardless of if other people are supporting you, you need to understand that you will do more good by getting to your destination and being an example than you trying to pull somebody up a hill. Because your power is so strong that your greatest momentum is only in your life. Just like anybody else, their greatest momentum is only in their life. Choose to be the example and let them go about their path themselves. Even if they want to pull you back and say, this is your responsibility. I'm used to you being responsible for my emotions or maybe my financial well-being or just generally making me feel comfortable. It's time for them to stop giving their power away, as well as you, and step into your life and co-create. Because the moment you get to the other side and you realize, wow, I didn't really have to be that nervous about this. I wasn't doing anything that was really out of my physical ability to do so. You start to create a different step and a different belief that yes, you can. And then you encourage yourself to go a little bit further into something else each time. And it's simply like that. And I'm not telling you to bring out this nervousness in order to put you in a state of anxiety or panic. If you don't want to bring this out and you want to just let it be a mental exercise, then, protect yourself first. I want you to go with your own intuition before anything I'm saying or anything that anyone else is saying. Go with yourself first. But if you're already sitting in a state of anxiety and perhaps you were drawn to this video, trust it. Trust the fact that you can sit in your feelings, make a good decision, and move forward. And you often find that if you just sit in your feelings, make that good decision, and move forward, you cut the time. So instead of sitting back and ruminating over something for a week, perhaps it was a day because you sat in the feelings, you took that step, and then you realize, okay, it's not that scary out here. And just being patient and loving with yourself. And also choose to surround yourself by people that bring your vibrations up, who encourage you, who feed you energetically. So I'm going to pull that bit out. Continue to breathe and release. And relax. Continuing to breathe on your own. I want you to imagine that you are in a field. And that in that field you're lying on grass and you feel the warm sun on your face. And you can feel a cool breeze over your body. You feel lighter, you feel grounded in who you are, and you are connected with your highest self, your highest wisdom. At this moment, you can ask yourself any questions that may have been difficult for you to see the answer with, and I encourage you to trust whatever comes up for you. So just live in this space with yourself. And as you continue to breathe and connect with yourself, I'm going to show you where my healing stones live. So you may have seen this jar before, but I wanted to really share what's going on. So I have it hermetically sealed. But inside, I have some pink Himalayan salt for grounding. And here are my stones. You can probably see that there are some feathers in there. You might see that there's some cash in there. There's some beautiful stones in there. Now, I thought it would be very interesting to bring up the money. Why do I have money inside of here? Okay, why do I have cash inside of my stones home? Okay. Well, the reason is I look at my stones as a great asset to my healing practice. But I also feel as though it's a responsibility for me to take care of them. Physically take care of them, but also energetically. And so I keep them in pink salt, pink Himalayan salt, to keep them grounded for any work that I'm doing. I have feathers in there for angelic protection, because feathers are such a sacred sign of angels being present and being there for you, or just protection. You don't have to believe in all of that, but that's something I believe in. But money is important, because money, it's not something that I'm viewing as capitalistic or capitalism or something like that. I know that that comes in the metaphysical field of having to explore that topic. But money is simply energy. It's just a transfer of energy. No matter how much money that you have or you don't have, you're going to spend whatever it is on things that bring you value. Maybe it's food, maybe it's experiences, maybe it's certain things. But you are transferring your energy, however you earn that money or that money was given to you or something like that. You're going to put that into something that brings you value. And I'm simply giving my stones the environment so that they have unlimited energy to do what they are there to do. So energetically, I'm giving to the universe, hey, this is for them. This is what they need. And in turn, I need them to help me in my healing practice and when I'm healing others. So really, changing how we look at money. And I really am feeling called to talk more about money, specifically healing money, because I have been meditating about it. And I really feel that in order to change how we externally handle money, we have to change our belief systems on the inside. So if you think money only comes to you if you are working very, very, very hard, then that's exactly what the universe is going to give you. It's going to give you opportunities to earn money working very, very hard. If you feel that money is owed to you, that someone needs to take care of you, then, it's possible that that's what's going to happen. People are going to take care of you. But the origins energetically of everything you do matters. So maybe this person thinks that they're owed something, people take care of them. But really deep down inside, they can only take care of themselves. So they probably won't feel 100% fulfilled by somebody else taking care of them, even though the universe will give you exactly what you want. And also for that kind of energetic connection, it usually requires someone who feels as though energetically they don't value themselves enough that they need to take care of someone else. And so that connection there can be limiting at times. But if you feel like money is free flowing in my life, I'm doing good for others, and it's coming into my life, then taking it step by step, you can realistically go about however it is you make money, but really free yourself to take advantage of opportunities without overworking yourself, as well as without feeling shame. Maybe you're the first person to have money in your family and you feel like, oh, I need to take care of everyone or whatever it is, you know. So I'm going to talk more about money, but I'm going to talk more about money, and money can be energetic. But let's begin to close down this healing session. Wherever you are, continue to relax. Are there certain things that you learned about yourself in this process? How can you stand in your nervousness when it comes up, create a clear action, and disprove your frantic nervous system by accomplishing or showing your power to co-create? Know that the community is here for you. Know that you are worthy and deserving of love, to be healed internally, externally, and anything else that comes along your path. So at the end of next week, we're going to be done with this retrograde. So be very kind to yourself. I'm going to continue to walk you through the path. But until then, smooth over your aura, sign with the seal of the infinity. Until next time, my little love bugs.